Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In this lecture, we will discuss a remaining portion of poultry packaging. So, packaging methods for whole bird packaging. First of all, we'll discuss it. The wet chipper is one of the earliest method used in USA for distributing fresh poultry. It comprises whole carcass or cut up parts mixed with chipped ice and held in a wax coated corrugated box. The box is coated with a food grade wax such as Canuba wax and has a fitted lid of the same material. Hand and drain holes are often included for ease of handling. Mechanically deboned meat is also shipped in similar boxes that are less tall and are lined with polymer film. The polymer bag is the next generation of packaging for whole carcass. In this case, the carcass is vacuum packed in a tough, clear, and colored bag that is sealed or clipped. The clipped polymer bag was an improvement in handling over the wet chippers. However, leaking of bird juice was a problem. The leakage problem has been greatly reduced by introduction of the heat sealing shrink bags. This package has a heat sealed closure that is then heat shrunk to fit cleanly around the whole carcass. The process is automated using heat seal vacuum chamber machine with dooms that drop down over the bag product, then pull a vacuum and seal the bag. The bag is automatically heat shrunk by passing it rapidly through the hot water. Relatively leak-proof heat shrunk bags has become the package of choice for whole carcass in USA. In contrast, in many European countries, the carcass is normally packaged in trays with an overwrap film. The type of package is nearly identical to that used for cut-up parts and is described in the next slides. The only difference between the shape and size of the meat placed is in that tray. Cut-up poultry. So, case-ready packages has become more popular and will continue to grow as supermarkets steadily shift the packaging operations to the processor. This policy has allowed the packaging companies to provide the expertise to ensure that the product presentation is optimized and the pack retains its integrity for processing plants to supermarket. In order to accomplish these goals, all components of packages as well as the product itself must be of high standards. Failure of single component can create an unacceptable package that might even lead to loss of weight and eventually affect the packaging supply reputation. Several options are available for packaging cut-up poultry, including overwrap trays, ice packs, bulk boxes, polymer-lined boxes, and polymer bags. The most common bags for chicken parts, 90% of all chicken breast, thighs, drumsticks, wings, portions, are packed as consumer portion. Uses a highly oxygen permeable expanded polystyrene foam tray and a polymer based stretch film wrap. Most of the remaining portion are packaged in bulk ice packs by the central processor, but are immediately displayed in a similar tray and stretch wrap package at the retail level. Bulk boxes and polymer lined boxes are often used to package frozen parts destined to export. Whole carcass or parts can be deep chilled or crust frozen in an overwrapped tray by passing the package through a chill tunnel. The process freezes the surface of the meat without freezing the interior and greatly extends the shelf life of the product. The typical fresh meat package for retail display is a foam tray, overwrapped with a clear film. An absorbent pad is usually placed under the meat to absorb the pad comprises of an absorbent material such as cellulose surrounded by porous or non-porous absorbent plastic. The overwrap film has relatively high degree of oxygen permeability to allow the escape of unpleasant odor during the storage. The overwrap material is stretched with polyvinyl chloride or stretched with polyethylene shrink. With the trays made from EPS. The trays overwrap process includes a continuous system. The following section will highlight the stress on placing the foam trays during each step in a continuous or case-ready packaging process. So, in stage 1, the product is transferred. Most meat poultry plants have a layout which includes a series of conveyor in a racetrack formation that carry the products to a line of the overwrap machine. The trays must withstand the transfer between the conveyor system and the packaging machine. The product weight can extend up to 8 pounds in some of the larger tray size. Typically, the tray product is moved manually from conveyor to the entrance of the machine. During the transfer, machine loaders are inclined to grab one end of the tray product, resulting in a significant amount of stress to the sidewall and base area of the tray. Second stage is loading machine. In entering the machine, the back end of the tray must withstand a stainless steel pusher plate that advances the tray product. This method of moving the product into the machine exerts a significant amount of stress along the contact point at rear of the tray. Application of stretch film. The film stretched tightly over the tray through a series of adjustable gripper chains. Roller and chain combine to exert simultaneous downward and outward forces along all 4 side walls of the tray. The side walls must have enough elasticity to withstand these forces without cracking, while possessing the ability to recover their shape once the stress is relieved. Movement of the product. Once the trade product enters the main body of the machine, textured side belts snugly grips the lips of the tray. These side belts in contact with a minimal part of the lip are the only means for advancing the product through the machine. There are no rollers or moving belt underneath the tray. So the side belts must compensate for the weight of the product and all friction between the bottom of the tray and the metal vacuum lace. As these side belts move the product, a longitudinal seal is produced along the base of the tray. The product is positioned for a transverse seal at the end of the tray. Removal of air. Prior to completion of the final transversal seal, air must be removed to provide a tight, wrinkle-free package at the retail store. The OSID 500E is equipped with a vacuum system. It is basically a machine for this particular process, which is equipped with a vacuum system that utilizes an impulse vacuum and a constant blade vacuum. The impulse vacuum removes most of the air when the machine is in continuous operation. This is timed to match the timing of the seal bar. The constant blade vacuum is necessary to prevent air re-entering the package when the machine is operated to start and stop sequentially. All processing plants suggest to keep a continuous flow of product to their machines. So the constant blade vacuum is always an important factor for the operation. The vacuum cycle pulls air from the rear of the package so that the product has a force trying to pull the tray back toward the entrance of the machine. Only method of preventing the tray from slipping backward is the side belt in contact with the lip. If the tray slides backward, the machine will jam and must be reset, while the accumulated product will need to be reworked during the inadequate clearance of the end seal and knife. End seal and exit belt is the sixth stage of this process. Immediately following the vacuum cycle, a trailing transverse seal is applied. At the same time that lead, the transverse seal is applied to the next package. During the application of transverse seal, there is an open area where side belt release the tray to another set of adjustable side belt known as the exit belts. These exit belts advance the package product to shrink tunnels. Same principle in advancing the tray with the side belt applied to the exit belts. Again, the side walls need to have the ability to recover the belts. Pressure is removed. After that, hot air shrink tunnel is used for shrink wrapping. Special poultry films are designed as stretch shrink and seal films. A hot air tunnel applies the initial shrink. After leaving the exit belt, the tray side walls must recover their original shape. If any deflection results prior to entering the shrink tunnel, the tray side walls are subjected to transverse test as the film shrinks around the trade product. The poultry films are designed to have high shrink tension to keep the product secure throughout the distribution process. The tray side walls must withstand this tension without allowing the distortion of the particular tray. Hot water shrinkage tunnel. The final stage in completing the packaging occurs in hot water tunnel. This provides a better medium for heat transfer than the hot air tunnel to finalize the appearance of that particular package. Water temperature is up to 200 degree Fahrenheit will provide the final shrinkage, resulting in additional tension along the all four walls of the tray. Stage 9. In stage 9, post-shrinkage handling and crust freezing occurs. Upon leaving the hot water tunnel, any package failure that occurs at this point in the process means that the product is either reworked or shipped out damaged. The processing staff can extremely be abusive during this phase of handling. Typically, package leave the hot water tunnel and fall into a crate at about 45 degree onto the leading tray end. This results in a significant force on the edge of the tray as the personnel work to keep up the speed of that machine. The tray will sometimes crash into each other in hot water tunnel as the machine speeds allows insufficient time to keep the product flow from being obstructed.